Hello everybody, here's Nicole from NBK-Design and I like to show you my newest collection, Remembrance, released now in November 2017. And I like to go with you through all the 31 packages of this collection. I hope you enjoy it and let's get it started. We have the Arty Bits and Pieces number 1. Like always, they are full with texture, with watercolor brushes. Here we have kind of magic lights feeling in that one, and here's loops, lupilalusa, how I call them, and gesso. Here is a bright one, and here are some doodled. And these old scripts here I found myself in an old book and scanned them, and I thought they go pretty well with this collection. The next package is the Arty Bits and Pieces number 2. We have 3D elements, realistic elements like book plates, bows, flowers, roses, petals, and most of the flowers elements do have a version with a shadow, so you can use them as well. We have a nice metal heart, and here we have some different leaves, ornate frames, pearls, staples, always needed staples, and washi tape. And here are some cute, sweet stars, which gives your pages extra glittering. Then we have the Arty Bits and Pieces number 3, full with watercolor flowers. I can open them in Photoshop one. You see, just drag and drop them on a page, or not right now. And this is how they look. Then we have roses in here, some little branches, and the butterfly. Then we have 3 packages with embroidered ornaments, flourishes, frames, ornaments, shapes. These are the flourishes, and this pack comes with 2 different versions of the shapes. You get a filled version and an outlined version, and we have the embroidered frames over here, also in 2 versions, the filled and the outline version. There are 15 different shapes in this package. Then we have the embroidered ornaments, which I love very, and they will give your pages just beautiful look. Also comes with 2 different versions of the filled one and the outline one. You see? And then we have the embroidered shapes, triangles, also some frames, stars, and also an outlined version and a filled version. And if you like to recolor one of those shapes, you will be able to open the, going back, sorry about that. There is always in each pack of them a style file included, color overlays. If you open that in Photoshop by double clicking the file, or going to the Windows Styles, left corner, load styles, and then navigate to the file in your Finder, and then open them. You get this whole set of colors, and when you click on them, you see you can easily and fast change the shape, and this works with every shape in the folders of the embroidered elements: flourishes, frames, ornaments, and shapes. Okay, next pack is the Gesso Pieces, realistic paints, stamps, lace, doilies, papers, beautiful to blend and overlay on your pages. Here we go. This one I like the most. It's kind of ornament. Look at how it beautiful blends on your pages. Okay, then we have the magic lights, like in each pack. They are always colorful because they don't work with soft hues. Some hearts, and if you multiply, color burn, just play with the setting of your layer, and you get totally different result. Over here you have the darker part of this paper in the background, so you see the magic light pretty well. Okay, next pack is the page blenders, perfectly to clip on those kind of masks, papers, photos, also arty bits and pieces. You can clip anything you have in your stash on them, and you get pretty nice results and ideas to be creative in a different way with them. Just open, when you open a magic light, you can clip on that. So also works with that. Closed all those files. Just a second. Okay, we had a page blenders including seven different one, and they are 12 by 12 inch, so they fit perfectly on papers. Then we have the photo overlays. So this is how they look. Then we have now the papers. The first paper pack is the exposure pack. A lot of texture, realistic pictures. This and this one are pictures from my last vacation when I was in Spain in October. Then here we have some pretty lights coming in. Here is kind of tulle background. I like this one because it is kind of a scene, and you have this bright light of the way in the background. which coordinates pretty well with this collection, I think. Then we have the papers mixed media style, very wild, but if you use them with clipping mask, the page blenders, you can really reduce or only choose parts of the papers on your pages combined with solid papers. Well, I really love to create those abstract ones, really enjoy them, and only with a bit of a picture and a frame and a word art you are done and have a fast created beautiful layout for your photo books. Attached also a pack with solids, very solid papers, grayish backgrounds, some with a soft green and a soft brown here. Next paper pack is with watercolor. This one you saw already here. Here, I liked it pretty much. Here's one a bit grungy more, the one with the light coming in, and also I added some watercolor papers, kind of solid ones in this pack. Starting now with the painter's toolbox. It includes brushes, cloud brushes. I attached some PNG files, and also the brush file is in the folder. And if you like to use them on your pages, this can look like this. They're very soft. So this is how it can look. Adding a little bit of shadow. That's too much. The spread is too much. So you color burn a little brown. So you can a little bit change the effect with a drop shadow when you use cloud brushes. The next pack is of the painter's toolbox is the colors. Always free to get in the shop. It contains all the colors I have used in the collection, so you will be able to use the styles or the swatch when you use texture blenders, for example, or the watercolor blenders. You have the coordinating colors always in your Photoshop or Photoshop elements. The next one are the folds and corners. You get them as PNG files, or also added an ABR file for Photoshop and Photoshop elements. Drag and drop them on your page. Beautiful. Then we have the mix of styles You get the style file for Photoshop and Photoshop Elements as well. Just double click them in your folder you have downloaded, or open them on the style window. Go to load files, navigate through your stash and load the files here. So I have already loaded them here, and I will show you them in a minute when I'm going to the texture blenders and the watercolor blenders. This is the texture blenders, and from now on I only have brush files, ABR files in my folders, because Adobe changed the whole brush engine of Photoshop with the version of 2018, and TPL files are not anymore supported, and that's why I'll decided now to only add ABR files. If you have any problems, just let me know. It's just for me as a designer not easy to go into a new version of the apps Adobe comes up. So I'm always happy to help you out if you not can open any file. That can happen. I try to reduce that. You get files you can work immediately, but well, technically Adobe surprise me sometimes. Okay, so we have here the texture blenders. The texture of those toolbox blenders do have a lot of canvas, some folds here, and we will work on them, use them a little bit later. The next package is the transfers. I used some are here over here with paint and with gesso, and then I have some created with like a gel medium, or it looks like glue. Also have them in PNG files in the folder, and you get an ABR file, which should also work in old versions of PSE and PS. But how I said before, if you have any problems, just let me know, and I like to help you out. The next package is the tules. It comes also with stems and brushes, and I have added two versions of the PNG files. It's the folder with the black ones and a folder with the white ones. When I open the black ones, you can see the different elements. And going back to the folder with the white ones, you will not able to see anything in the preview, because the preview background is always white and the lace is, or the tulle is white, so you will not be able to see them before you not open them in Photoshop or Photoshop Elements. But if you drag and drop them, no, this is not the paper I want. Going back to the black one, just open them. Just this is how they look on a white page, and if I'm open a darker paper like this one from the solid pack, no, tules, white. Actually, I opened already one, but doesn't matter. Just drag and drop them like this one. Nice. Created them out of real tulle. And if you like to have them a little bit stand out, just add a very soft drop shadow using black. You know, you have now set it as it is more realistic on your page. Playing around with drop shadow is also something what can be art therapy, kind of therapeutic, however this word is called in English. Sorry about my English, by the way. Yes, this is how it can look with a drop shadow and without. It's not much, but it is something that is then make the difference in the end. Your page looks perfect. Next one, we have the watercolor blenders. They are so loved, and I needed to create a new set of them. Well, they blend perfectly. They help you to paint. They help you to blend photos. They help you to blend any papers or anything on your backgrounds. They help you to create papers of your own, and they work perfectly with styles. So here we go. I'm going to show you how I use them. We have the watercolor blenders and the texture blenders over here. We start with the texture blenders. This one, number 2, we have a new layer, and we only soft brush, and you can see the nice texture. Now we go into the mix of styles, and you see how they look on your page. So this one, oh, I like that one. Okay, then we create a new layer using now a different one. I think I like this one. That's more textured, more canvas styled one. We place them just on the bottom of the layers. Then we use what kind one? I like the 11. Creating a new layer. And only just brush around, add a new style. And if you think the layer should be more visible, then you take your brush and brush over it. Soft, once more. You can also add here something. And you see your new background starts to get into a own kind of art piece. Then we have the watercolor blenders. The blender number 3 we use now, starting a new layer. brushing around. I use a vacuum and a pen, but if I change to my mouse, they work also with a mouse, but kind of it's harder to navigate them over your page. Okay, so I brushed now around here, and I'm using now this paper, just copy paste on my page, going back to the, so I have this blended now on my page. Or if I'm going to the Arty bits and pieces, just double click. I can also clip Arty bits and pieces into the new created layer. Oops. Drag and drop. Then maybe some watercolor, like those rose gold, and that one. And you see, what you can achieve with all the tools and elements you get in this package. Then we going back to the folders, and I had to close this one. Okay, we talked about the tools and the watercolor blenders, and now we are going to the templates. Like always, we have the storybook and the weekly templates. Here we go. That was my iPad to say hello. We have a double page storybook templates. Always we have always or I have always 12 pages for the storybooks. So you have each month a little book which you can print on your own home computer printer and create some pages and print them by your own and not send them to any other company. Then we have the weekly templates. The weekly templates, you can get, these are week 45 to 48. These are the weekly templates. You get them as extra packages, or you get with the bundle 9 different layered templates, including a frame page for a album for the whole month. They are much more these with artsy pieces, then some overlays with the colors, some doodles, some paints, paint strokes, brushes, and open them here in Photoshop. You see you have everything in the layers full named, and you can choose whatever you want in the templates or blend some out of the layers, and like here you can only use one photo, or you can use all photos. So lots of different opportunities to create pages for your photo albums. then we have this time 2 packages of word art. One word art is the one for the humans, I like to say. So it's all about losing someone, missing someone, grief, missing, yes, memories. So I think we all have someone we lost in our life, and this kind of collection takes care that we also can scrap those memories. I have attached to this pack also the brushes, so you get PNG files and a brush file. And then we have another pack. It's made extra for all the pets we lost. Like me, I lost already 4 cats in my life, and 1 bunny, so I have a lot of animals, pets I loved and can scrap pages with them, and now I have the perfectly coordinating word arts. Also here you get the PNG files plus the brush files. So I think we are through. That's it. I hope you enjoyed. This was my first video showing you a collection. I know it turned out too long, but I hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna see you sure again. Enjoy. Goodbye.